Dennis Haysbert back here on the program.
The dulcet tones of Dennis Haysbert.
The dulcet tones. Did you ever do radio? Did you ever try that or think about that?
You know what?
Never
No.
once?
No.
Do you want to spin discs? Ever want to do that, anything like that?
I always wanted to act. I wanted to act since I was 10 years old.
Who was the one that you growing up saying, you know what, I want to be like? Fill in the
Oh,
blank?
God, there was so many. Sidney, of course.
Poitier.
Sidney Poitier. I'm sorry. I talked
That's
to them.
okay.
I'm so familiar with these names.
You're talking to people here like you could name any Sydney in sports. They'll probably be like, okay, that one. You never know sometimes, but
Yeah, but Sidney Poitier, not honest to goodness, I had these three guys on my wall along with Spider Lockhart and all my football heroes.
Okay.
And that was Branda and Sir Laurence Olivier.
Okay.
And
so you had the Brandos, Sir Laurence Olivier,
and I swear,
Sidney Poitier, like
and I swear,
card set?
and
Is that what you had?
I swear on a stack of Bibles, man,
Yeah.
I had no idea how famous these guys were, except I loved them.
Sure.
Because nobody in my family was into movies and theater in that way. And the movies I saw of them and the movies I liked turned out to be classics. So I knew. And I played football, baseball,
Sure.
ran track. I did all that stuff, you know.
So Spider Lockhart and Laurence Olivier.
Oh, man, I wanted to be an NFL defensive back.
Deep. Well, you would have been, I mean, how tall? You're
I'm
like
6'4".
That's like Mel Blunt height, pretty much.
Oh, yeah. I probably would have moved to safety.
Probably, just so you could come downhill and, yes.
Yeah, so guys used to make fun of me for being in acting, so I get them in practice because I was a defensive end.
So you were rushing the passer in high school,
Yeah.
is what you're saying.
Oh, yeah. I used to put rib cages on my locker
What do you mean?
because that's where I used to hit them, yeah.
So you put rib cages on your locker?
Yeah, they stamp them, because I used to wipe out quarterbacks.
Oh. And what was your baseball game like?
My baseball game was pretty good, but I didn't play in high school. I played like recreational league in Babe Ruth.
Okay.
And I used to pitch.
Pitch
Yeah,
as well.
pitch and hit, yeah.
So what was your pitching game like?
The pitching game was pretty good. I mean, I didn't, I was a heavy ball. I didn't know, I had no idea how fast I was throwing.
Huh.
But people used to say, man, you got a heavy ball.
So when you were watching you swing in Major League as Pedro Serrano,
Yeah.
Is that your swing?
That's my swing.
Huh.
Oh, and I don't know if we ever talked about this, but
Okay.
every ball I hit out,
Mm-hmm.
I hit out, except not as far as they shot it out because they had to reverse the cameras.
Hold on a second, Dennis Haysbert. How many home runs did you hit
Well,
filming Major League?
I hit 3 in the movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think I hit 3 in the movie. I hit every one of them. I hit out.
Okay. And all the batting practice, you.
Yeah, I used to hit. Oh yeah, I used to hit routinely.
So were you the best hitter of all the actors in
I
that
would say
movie?
so. I would say so.
So
Charlie and I were the only guys that could really play baseball. Wesley was really athletic
okay.
and could run, but wasn't much of a hitter.
He couldn't hit, but could Charlie hit, or he was just?
Charlie could hit, and Charlie could pitch.
But you went yard more than anybody else in the cast of Major League.
Except for the guys, the baseball guys that were out there.
So who was the worst?
Oh, I won't say.
Yes,
that.
you can. You absolutely can. That microphone works. Corbin Burnson, could he?
Corbin was okay. I think Tom Berenger was like maybe the worst.
Kidding.
Yeah. I love you, Tom. He forced it out of me, man.
Were you superstitious as well? Are you a superstitious guy?
Not really, but I realized how superstitious baseball players are.
There is no doubt.
I mean, I used to have a lot of guys come up to me and say, hey man, we used to play this movie on the bus going to the game, and I, set firecrackers off on our bats to, to wake them up.
Did anybody have rum? Did anyone incorporate?
They
rum?
started using that. A lot of guys said they started.
Baseball players started using rum.
Yeah.
Do you have Dennis Haysbert here on the Rich Eisen Show? Do you have any artifacts from the film anywhere?
I finally got a Jobu doll. I don't have the original because I wanted to get rid of that because, that was voodoo I was practicing. And I said, you know what? Certain things you got to leave on the set. And somebody took that, and I don't know where they are now because I haven't heard from them again.
Right.
So they took a voodoo doll, man. I said, okay.
No kidding.
No. So I have a facsimile.
You have a facsimile of Jobu here on the Rich Eisen Show. Dennis Haysbert. So are you a deep down Warrior fan, or have you gotten? I'm
a deep down Bay Area fan.
You've been following the Warriors,
Giants
forever.
I'm a bit of an enigma as far as baseball is concerned because I'm a Giant fan and a Dodger fan, which is crazy.
Yes, that is, Dennis. I don't mean
but there's a good reason for it.
The floor is yours if you could have shared.
First of all, Branch Rickey and Jackie Robinson. If we didn't have those two guys, we wouldn't have baseball as we know it.
And that's your Dodger fan.
Everybody should be a Dodger fan for that. No matter what team you root for, Dodgers should have a nice place in your heart.
Have you posited this to any Giants fan? Have you
not many. Dodger fans understand it.
Okay.
Because I talk to Lasorda a lot because I have season tickets to the Dodgers. Okay. Wish I had season tickets to the Giants, but I would probably never see a game because I'm here.
Yeah, you're working.
And I'm working.
You're a working man.
But I've told Tommy, I said, hey man, I'm still a Giant fan. He says, really? I said, yeah, man. But I'm a Dodger fan. I'll tell you why. And I give him that explanation. He says, yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah. Who can argue with you on that front? I understand that it's Hatfields and McCoys when it all comes down to it.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I'm watching the Giants, come in and play the Dodgers, I'm very quiet.
But you're now seeing some all-time great stuff, though. I mean, certainly since Oakland is about to lose the Raiders, and they were also about to lose the Warriors too, that the city of Oakland is going to have another parade going down. 3 out of 4 years. This is as dynastic as any. I mean, I've got a list right here. Patriots and Cowboys won 3 out of 4. That's it. In the NFL.
NFL is going to make out like a bandit moving the team to Las Vegas, but that's the only people that I believe that are going to be successful with it. I think the fans are going to suffer. The biggest part of the Raiders is their tailgating. They won't be able to tailgate in Vegas. And also, I have a real big problem with not so much the gambling, but the partying.
What do you mean?
Well, you have all these NFL teams that are going to be pouring in there every weekend. Like I say, it's going to be great for the NFL because the revenue is just going to pop. Excuse me.
It's all good.
And but they better get some counseling for those players.
Well, I mean,
keep them off the strip.
I'll tell you what, though. I mean, business trip. The NFL, unlike baseball, some of them teams will come in on Saturday, and they'll probably stay way the hell off that strip and then bust their team in. I would imagine with some sort of strict rules with that.
I hope so, but what are you going to do if when you're the Raiders and you got to live there?
That's another thing. I don't even know. I say this to all these people who I know that live in Vegas or work there. I don't know how the hell that.
I don't know how you do it.
I know it'd be like living in an amusement park all the time. Sometimes but maybe after a while you just don't ride the roller coaster.
Yeah, it reminds me of the Steely Dan song. Lost wages.
I was like,
people sleeping by the shade of the light.
Dennis Haysbert here on the Rich Eisen Show. Reverie, those who have not caught it yet.
Yeah.
What do you like about it? What should people watch Reverie for on NBC, sir?
Reverie, because we're going there. That's going to be a reality very soon. You already got the glasses, and
virtual reality.
The virtual reality glasses, and the first person, shooter things, and you can get lost in that. Now imagine when they put, a chip in you and you can just reappear in a space like this. And this is probably one of the best spaces I've ever been in for an interview.
Wow. Thank you, Dennis. That
I
means a
love
lot.
this place.
Appreciate that.
And the putting green, oh gosh.
We'll love having you here.
Yeah, man. Well, I'll have to come back. Maybe episode 5.
You got it.
Give you guys an update.
Just pop back in your virtual reality world.
Yeah, but the unintended consequence of getting into this virtual reality world is you're getting stuck. People are getting stuck because they don't want to come out. They'd rather be in the VR world than the real world. And I think that's going to be a problem in the future.
10 p.m. Eastern every Wednesday night with you in it. And like I said, you're welcome back anytime you want, man. It's always fun having you here.
Oh, thanks, man. It's always fun being here.
It seems like every time you're here, the Warriors win it all. So I'm sure you want to come back anytime.
Can't help it.
Good to see you. Dennis Haysbert, at Dennis Haysbert on Twitter.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.